What is going on, guys? Welcome to this week's video. We're in the shop, gonna do us a little fabricating this week. Got to make some brackets for a seat. Right here's the subject. It's a Procar or Scat Procar Lowback seat. Got these for the old hot rod. I think they'll look good in it. I pulled seats out of a Chevy Cobalt and put in the car originally, and they're okay. They're seats. They do what they're supposed to do. They just don't look that great in the car. So we got to do some changing up, and I've been shopping around. There's several brands that you can buy. These are the ones that I chose. Not sponsored, unfortunately, by anybody. This is all coming out of the pocketbook. So, yeah, let's take and check these out. We'll get into the video, and I'll tell you what we had to do to make this work. All right, before we get into actually building stuff, I just want to talk a little bit about the seats. I mean, these things are nice. They're soft. The material feels good. It doesn't feel like your old slick, plasticky vinyl. They are 24 inches tall at the back from the bottom of the seat. It's 20 inches deep, 20 and a half wide. So just some basic dimensions there for you. They have really good ones on the website. They do have a pocket in the back, and they tilt forward as well as recline back. So that's a good thing with a car like a sedan where you need to stick stuff in the back of the car. So I bought the seats as a set from Speedway Motors. I mean, nothing sponsored, anything like that. I paid for everything used in this video. We got the seats as a pair, a left and a right, because you want to be able to have your control on the out, your recline lever on the outside. The seats do come with slider assemblies. So they come with the part to move the seat back and forth, but they don't come with brackets to go from that to the floor of the car. And, I guess if a person wanted, you could use something as simple as just angle iron with a couple of holes to bolt it in. Unfortunately, I'd already put the set of seats in the car and drilled holes in it. So I wanted to try to utilize those holes with my bracketry. And we'll get in here and show you just what it took to do that. All right, so here's a handy thing you can do. Cardboard. I laid this out so that it sits into the floorboard of the car. Got it marked front, the left side. I cut the angle. This is the edge of the door opening right here. And then I marked all of the bolt hole locations. So this is what I used to start building my seat base. So let's go back to the shop at the house. We'll cut some stuff, we'll weld some things together and make that happen. The factory seat flipped upside down. You do get these sliders that bolt on to the seat, right, left. This one up here has got a little lever on it, but you don't get this stuff, right? Yeah, you got to buy the mounting system separate for it. All right, so we are using some pretty heavy angle iron. It's probably about 3/16 thick, 3x3, and then this is just standard. I think it's 14 gauge 1-inch square tubing. We'll MIG weld everything together. Be super simple. Yeah, try not to make it too complicated, right? So we got to sandwich some stuff together. I drilled a set of double holes in here. I'm gonna maybe slice that out and make it an elongated hole for the mounting part. And then this bolt, that bolts together. Yeah, we'll tack weld it in there to make it super strong. And then we got to build some supports to go across the middle of the seat. Yeah, that way the base that we bolt down is all one solid unit, and then the seat bolts to our base. All right, so I want to try to at least make an attempt to get stuff square, since we're building this in the shop today and the car is not right here with us. I did set everything up in the car to make sure it would all fit first, bolted together, and I've just kind of duplicated it, moving a couple things just to make it easier to get the bolts to go through the floor. Still gonna notch out some on these holes. I've got everything bolted in. I've got to like clamp this, take it out, tack weld, and then we'll move on from there. You can just barely get a clamp in there on that dude. I don't even know if these are gonna hold it or not. Only one way to find out. All right, yeah, it's still there. We'll get him a little tack and then make sure he's good and square. Yeah, we'll get him a little tack, make sure he's square. Few tacks, it don't need a hold. So, got her bolted up, hit it with the square. Make sure we have some semblance of being a square. Yeah, it's close. And need a ground and a little fire with some wire. Nothing fancy. Get it the right way. Just some simple plow bolts from the farm store. Might replace them with better quality bolts when we get it all done. It's amazing how a small little thing like building these brackets, we turn it into a huge project sometimes when it doesn't have to be. But these little boogers, I can see why they charge $200 for them. There's a decent amount of fabrication to do here. Well, that's looking pretty good now. And all the holes still line up, everything looks square. Take and flip this seat over and set it down. We'll look and make sure those things are hitting flat. Come on now. Yeah, so this, whoa, hey guys, this bracket isn't 90 degrees. It's actually slightly this way, so I'm gonna have to tweak that bracket to get that one to sit flat. This one looks to be pretty good back here, so all of them are touching. Not any kind of jiggly wigglies in the seat. I think we can connect, and yeah, we'll be there. All right, so we put a couple cross braces in here. I trapped my welding blanket under here in the process, but you want to use something to keep from burning the upholstery on your new seat, right? Just a few tacks to hold it in place. Now we're going to have to loosen it, take it out. We'll get the seat out of the picture and do some more welding here on this base so she's all strong. Up, ground, connection me. All right, there is attempt number 2. Now, right side, done. All right, so you can see our metal bracket. We took it and we painted it all, got it looking nice, and yeah, our holes line up pretty much for the most part. So we can actually bolt this down, and then we don't have to be under the car anymore to put a seat in it, because of the little 90-degree brackets on the bottom of that seat will just set right in here. And yeah, works out really easily for us. So I'm gonna raise this up, tighten some bolts up, get everything sucked down here, and then I believe the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on this, we're gonna build this little center console here for this car. Okay, here we are inside of the car. Pretty straightforward what we're doing, I think, but you guys, you know, you can be the judge of it. I just used some, what is that, Masonite? Yeah, same stuff we built all of our interior panels for this car out of. Cut some sides, get it to where it fit pretty good in here, and went up the firewall a little bit with it just to add some dimension. Angled the back, same deal, and part of that is because it, like, this car is really tight inside. It doesn't want to clear our seat frames. So cut that angle. Then we're going to mount our window switches back in the back of this somewhere. This plastic shifter cover will go away. We'll use the little narrow chrome cover for the top, so we got a gear indicator. And yeah, I think that is going to work out phenomenally for the interior upgrades here. New seats, I mean, those things look cool in here, right? We'll get her all put together. We're kind of on a deadline, trying to get it done before Valentine's Day and the Darrell Starbird International Car Show. Oh yeah, trapezoidal. Going in though. You ever worry about stapling yourself every time? Okay, yeah, we like that. It's a sound everybody can love right there. Now, pow. Hey, why don't you look over here? We got greatness coming together right here before your very eyes. Man, that's hardcore. Leaving enough gap here for a piece of aluminum to set in there. Even if it looks like we don't have a plan, we have the plan. Man, I hate that thing. Don't shoot at yourself, kids. It's bad. Shoot, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. Yeah, as long as we can get some of it up there within 1/8 of an inch. Support. There we go. Now we have some substance to it. Come on, Bobby. Tighten them bolts up in there. You hold this down, Jimmy. We got to get her sucked down tight. I want that seat coming loose. Yep. Oh, that was it. Twisting off, wasn't it? Dang on it.
I signed the talent release.
Dude, that angle on there worked out pretty slick, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
That all turned out really well.
Yeah, it seems like it's really far to the right.
Yeah.
really far to the passenger side. That floor mat is kind of...
That floor mat just needs to be took out. So. All right, there you go. Small car. Seat position feels good. Gas pedals there. Console's not going to be in the way. Shifters right here. We are going to raise the shifter up about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. I'd like to get rid of that B&M knob off there, maybe put a big eyeball on it or something. Gotta get our window switches cut in here, and then we'll be in really good shape. The console shifted over to this side, but it's just because we haven't jerked this floor mat out yet. All right, so there's our progress. We fiberglassed some stuff together, so the console is pretty permanent. You can see with that seat all the way leaned back or all the way moved back where it sits, and then this bracket's built now. And I made some aluminum sill plates to go in and kind of finish out this edge when you first get in the car. All right, guys, I'm like getting way out of sync here, but earlier threw some fiberglass around this thing to kind of start blending it together and give it some real strength, you know. Fiberglass in the back here. Did a little bit on the inside to strengthen it up, and then filled in any nail holes or anything like that. With that, we're going to sand it down, may skim some glaze on it just to fill in that grain of the wood there, and take care of any other defects we might have. Right now, I'm working on this piece of aluminum to go in the middle here, and I cut it to width on my Bauer little portaband saw with the table from the Swag Off-Road. It worked really good for that. We're getting ready to put this bend in here. I just realized I marked it on the wrong end, so I need to flip that around. It's got a weld right there, but that's going to go underneath the cover for the shifter, so it'll be all good. All right, so pretty simple. Just like set this thing up. I got my bend kind of guesstimated where I want to put it, and let's bend this turkey. So I guess this is kind of one of those things you got like one shot to get it right. So you ought to at least try to make things kind of square in the old bender here. All right, let's give that a whirl. I don't know if I can bend it on the baby Harbor Freight bender or not. Oh, it is not liking that at all. I don't think we have to go too much, so it's like about 50 degrees. Whoo, we might have went too much already. Well, maybe we shouldn't get so excited when we're bending. We gotta take about half of that out without screwing this up. Nice. So, let's see. I think we can just bolt it back or tighten it back down in here and just take a little bit out. I just don't want to put a bow in that. Maybe it's better to do the other side. The short side of it won't bow as bad, maybe. Start with a bunch of scrap metal and try to turn it into something. That's smart. Oh yeah, that's stiff stuff, buddy. Now eventually I'm going to get the angle finder out and I'm going to be certain of what I got. All right, here you go. Kind of left y'all hanging with the bending of this. That took a minute to get right, but we've got it there now. I did take a big hole saw where the shifter is actually going to sit in here. Cut a little hole in the back for the window motor switches. Body filled over my fiberglass resin to get this aluminum to just look like it was machined to fit perfectly. You know, Bondo, the poor guy's CNC and fit and finish department. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to end up sanding this 19 ways to Sunday and doing some engine turning on it to match the dash in the old car. It's taken longer to do this than what I thought. I was hoping I would have all this finished and a completed part in the car for you all. I am going to wood grain the console to match kind of my battery cover, and I think I'll remake that video only doing a console this time. So be sure and tune in for that one. I appreciate you guys watching. All the new subscribers, I thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys on the next video.